Are we live? We are live and in living color. I feel like it's been a minute since I've actually done a formal um, Conjure Cafe. So, hello to my replay viewers. I appreciate you. If you are a replay viewer, make sure that you leave a comment down below this video saying hashtag replay. Let us know that you are watching us even after we go live. It also helps with my metrics and all the algorithms and all that kind of jazz that um, YouTube wants to put us through. So, got some great news and some updates. Hey there, Tiffany. The good news is I finally have gotten everybody who was in the webinar. Good evening, Ladybug. God bless you forever. They have their information. They've got their packets. They've got um, their handouts and stuff. So, what was the big delay with that? It was twofold. Number one was getting the file remastered and getting the audio overlaid back on the file. So that took a while. And then second part was getting all the other references compiled. While we were in the webinar for the curses, you guys know I teach by the Spirit, I work by the Spirit. So there were a lot of things that I mentioned, and I said I would add, and I didn't realize, this was talking about 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 different references. So I had to go and rewatch my webinar again, and when I suggested a recipe, I had to write the recipe down. When I give a ritual, I had to write the ritual down. So that's what took all that time. But you guys have it. The other good news is that it is now up for the replay. If you guys want to go there and purchase it, you can. I will actually put it right here. Let's see. Well, I was thinking about putting it right there. Hello there. Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? Where you guys tuning in from? I think this is going to be like the last Thursday I'm going to be able to come at this time with you guys. Because Baltimore City is here. Because next Thursday I'll be back in the Hoodoo Bible study. Hello, Daniel. Hoodoo Bible study. So if you are not already signed up, if you're not already a member of the Hoodoo Bible study, you don't know what you're missing. But I'll tell you in a little bit. Let me get to that just in just a second. Because December is my month to host a Hoodoo Bible study. Oklahoma's here. Baltimore City is here. New Jersey is here represented. Let me okay, Georgia's in the house. All right, Georgia. Here we go. All right, I'm going to put in the chat here. Um, how did I learn Hoodoo? Very good question. Hold on one second. I learned Hoodoo from my grandfather. Let's see. Is this it? That's it. So I posted it down there. I'm thinking that's it. Yeah, I learned hoodoo from my grandfather when greetings from Southeast Georgia. Hello there. When I was 8 years old, I began learning about hoodoo. When I was 7, my spiritual gifts began to develop, and realized that I was a seer then. And so about a year later, my grandfather took me under his wing and began to teach me what I know, what he knew. And a little bit after that, I went into ministry. I went into the prophetic ministry and the deliverance ministry in my local church. I was very deeply involved in the apostolic holiness and Pentecostal movements, charismatic Christianity, and was on the circuit with that. I had a, and it served me what it needed to, right? God knew what was being done. And then after that, I began to have some conflicts with some of the things that were being espoused. And that wasn't what really vexed me. What really vexed me is when I would go to people I respected in ministry, elders, bishops, renowned preachers, and we would have, private conversation. I would ask them about this verse and this concept and that concept. No, he's dead now. He's dead now. He's been dead for quite some time. And the ministers would tell me almost unanimously that, oh yeah, we know that's in there. And so I'd ask them, okay, if you know that's in there, then why are you teaching this? And they all pretty much also unanimously told me, either one, the people weren't ready for that, or two, it was going to hurt the sales. It's going to hurt the tithe and offering and that kind of a thing. So, yeah. So that's kind of a brief rundown of that. So, if you've taken my my webinar and you're in the chat, let the folks know a real live review. Tell them, was it worth it? Was it a bunch of BS? Kathy James says, that's my issues. How do I incorporate my ability to read and see and keep in line with God so I hide my gift? This is why you need to be a part of a community like the Hoodoo Bible Study, because those distinctions, those differentiations, and those internal conflicts we put to rest in the group, right? At least I know I do. I go from Genesis to Revelation, book by book, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, and I point out the consistency, all right, of spiritual gifts, of mystics throughout all the scriptures, all right. There is not one mystical skill or art form that you really can't find somewhere in the scriptures. Is in there. So everything from throwing the bones to tea leaf reading to out-of-body experiences to mediumship, necromancy, you name it. You name it. Is in there. All right. And it's not in some crack or some crevice hidden off in some, lost book of the text. No, it's right there blatantly. It's there verbatim. So one of the reasons why a lot of people have that disassociation is because, like I mentioned before, those who are ministering don't know, and then there are those who do know and just prefer not to say because that's not lucrative. That's not financially sustainable in the current religious system. So, yeah, we deal with all of that. So if you're not a part of, I think that, who was that again? That was Kathy. So Kathy, if you are If you're not a part of the Hoodoo Bible Study, I definitely recommend that you join us there on Facebook. Just type in Hoodoo Bible Study on Facebook. We have a short little questionnaire for you to fill out, and we add new people in on Mondays. So I recommend, and then this is prime time to do it, because next Thursday I will actually not be on YouTube. I will be on Facebook doing these types of things. Okay. Let's see here. Does your hoodoo work fast? It depends. It can and it cannot. I'm very big on integrity. I'm very big on expectation management. Okay. So yeah, those things vary. Okay, those things vary. All right. I would be weary of, matter of fact, not weary, I'm just going to be very blunt with you. One telltale sign that the worker you're dealing with is false, is fake, is unethical, insert word here, is they give you a 100% guarantee. All right. There are no guarantees. There's no guarantees in the mundane world. All right. There are people who go to, you talk about being a root doctor. There are medical doctors who go to school some 12 years, been in practice some 24 years. And when they put your butt on the operating table, they still have you or your family sign a waiver. Because anything is liable to happen. So I don't want to sit here and boast that, you know, my things hit 100% of the time. That's not true. All right. Where am I located? I am in South Carolina. Conjure Central. All right. All right. All right. There was also a question, how to get in touch with me. Here you go. There you go. That's how you can get in touch with me. Oh, and putting the name paper in the shoe. Name paper in the shoe is one of the oldest tricks that I know of. It's a very easy trick when you need to exert mastery in a situation over an individual. And very simply, you literally take a piece of paper. It can be craft paper or lunch bag paper, whatever, and you write that person's name on it. You can write it 21 times. You can do a cross in a cover fashion where you would write that person's name down first, stack their names. It can be like 9 times, for example. 9 is a number traditionally associated in hoodoo with mastery and control, domination, influence, etc. So you can write their name 9 times, and then you can turn the paper to the right. Turn the paper to the right, and then you can write your name, all right, over theirs again 9 times, all right. And this will be called a cross and cover. In other words, that your name is going to form a cross with theirs. They're going to be perpendicular to each other, and it's going to be on top. It's going to cross, and it's going to cover that name. And in so doing, you are covering, or you are exerting your will, your force, your objective, your intention over theirs. All right. Now, to further emphasize that, can you dust it with powders? Certainly. Can you anoint it with oils? Certainly. Can you sit under a candle for a number of days? Certainly. And you can also put that in your shoe. All right. You can put it in the sole of your shoe. You just drop it right there in your shoe and begin to walk on it. All right. We call that walking a person down. Walking them down. And what happens, according to the doctrine of signatures and the law, the magical law of sympathy, as you begin to walk on that name and begin to wear it down, you begin to apply pressure on that paper, in the same way, they are going to feel the weight. They're going to feel the pressure. They're going to feel the thrust and the push to move in the direction you've outlined. All right. So that's a very easy way. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, you can forego the paper altogether. You can write there, particularly if it's going to be something you want to dominate over an extended period of time. Then step number 2 would be to write their name literally, like a permanent mark or whatever, literally on the bottom of your shoe. All right, on the bottom of your shoe. And that's going to be an even more aggressive. Hello there, Latoya. Good to see you, dear. That's going to be an even more aggressive form of mastery, because when you think about it according to the doctrine of signatures and the law of correspondence, if it's in your shoe, your foot's relatively soft, the sole's relatively soft. So it's not going to be anything abrasive per se. If you got that person on the bottom of your shoe, hey Felicia, everything that you walk on, all right, if you're walking on grass, if you're walking on sand, if you're walking on dirt, if you're walking in the mud, if you're walking on cobbled stone, if you're walking on granite, if you're walking on rocks, if you're walking by the lake, wherever you're walking on, that terrain is going to add another level of aggression and abrasion to that individual. All right. So now you've gone from a rather benign yet firm form of mastery to now you've gone into a more aggressive, coercive, caustic form of mastery. A third step you can do is write their name literally on the bottom of your foot. Just outright, just take a permanent mark or whatever, and just write their name on the bottom of on the sole of your own foot. All right, and therefore, literally wherever you go, if there's a sock on, a shoe on, you're walking outside barefoot, makes no difference, right? Wherever you stand, whatever you stand on, is going to add that continual mastery. Now, beware, or I should say, be aware rather, that if you put it on the sole of your foot, obviously your body has oils, it's going to wear off, it's going to wear out. So you have to apply it as needed. And on top of that, you can also put that paper in your sock, okay? You can anoint your feet, all right, with mastery oil, which takes me to my other point. You often hear people talk about anointing their hands, but I'm going to tell you something. Anointing your feet is also a very powerful way to work, all right? Working with the element of your feet and including that in your conjure is going to be advantageous to you. And here's why. You can add money oil. Let's just talk about just a money oil. I'm not going to get anything specific, just a money oil. All right. You can add a money oil and you can anoint your head with that. All right. What that's going to do is it's going to work on your mental. All right. So you're going to begin to get money making ideas. You're going to begin to pluck the right numbers for the scratch off, etc. It's going to be all mental, all cerebral, all intellectual, all rational. All right. That's how the vibration of money is going to invade your life mentally. All right. Hello, Vanessa. Now, if you are anointing your hands with money oil, now you can begin to do gambling work with that. That's going to go if you want to shake somebody's hand, you want to sign that deal off, etc. All right. It's going to bring money to your hands. Does that make sense to you? All right. It's going to bring money to you. Now, if you anoint your feet, all right, it's going to work on two levels. Primarily, it's going to work by having you constantly walk into money, walk into places of money, walk into people of money, right? Your feet are going to lead you on the path of gold and silver. All right. And then secondly, on a more subtle level, it's going to help you to master money. All right. It's going to help you master money. Again, the feet represent mastery, control, domination, influence. All right. Now, we had a question about, Doc, how can I get a raise at work? There are a variety of ways. It kind of depends upon your circumstance. But I would work, since we're talking about mastery, why not go to the individual that has that say-so and begin to master them, right? Definitely work with a master root. All right? And literally, it's called master root. Okay, people are like, a master root? Which master root, Doc? No, it's called master root. Use a master root. And what you can do is, if you have anything of theirs, any personal effects of theirs, tie that into the tentacles or the tendrils of the master root. Let them get caught up and tied into your grip, into your hand. All right? A business card, even if it's just a used chewing gum wrapper. All right? Use what you have. I don't currently sell master root. I'm trying to get some more in myself. Okay. What are they going to say there? All right. Certainly, you can sweeten them up. All right. I would work those two angles side by side. All right. I would work mastery and I would work sweetening. All right, because in a way of speaking, sweetening is normally a form of mastery, depending on how you go about it. All right, it's the child of love work and mastery work is sweetening. All right, so definitely I would do a sweetening jar, for example, with that individual. But I would also add things like cinquefoil, things like Irish moss, things like I said the cinquefoil, five-finger grass, same thing. John the Conqueror. What else am I thinking of? Alfalfa. Okay. Something else is right on the tip of my tongue. Bayberry. That's not what I'm thinking of. There's one. It'll come to me. All right, Jeffrey, I'll be with you in just a second. Or did I sell mastery root? No. Please tell us how to use the love oils. Call me sugar daddy oil without burning candles. Well, I don't make those oils. So as I always say, my ethics demand that I tell you, definitely consult the formulator of those oils about what their recommendation is. But speaking on a generic level, oils have so many I'm gonna tell you what I get my master root from. Some people won't tell you where they get this. I'm gonna tell you where I get my master root from, because I believe in supporting my own people. There is a lady, I think she's in Staten Island, I think. Don't quote me on that. I have her card in my other office. Anyway, you can find her on Instagram. Her name is Miss Rain. I think it's Miss Rain's Conjure. All right. Contact her. Send her a DM. She's a very, very nice lady. She's initiated. She's a root worker. Long-standing root worker. Comes from a lineage of root work, and also I think she's a Polera as well. Sweet, very sweet lady. And tell her Doc sent you and ask her for Master Root. Her name is Miss Rain. I think you just find Miss Rain's Conjure on Instagram. All right. Tell her Khozmiq sent you. All right. I would do that. You can certainly do a look for local spiritual stores in your area. I always recommend this. I recommend, people say, where do I go to buy stuff, whatever. This is my recommendation. And call me old-fashioned hoodoo, that's fine. I believe that before you hop on Amazon or eBay or whatever the case may be, that you look in your local area, look in your city, all right, and know the spiritual shops there and go there, particularly those that are owned by people of color, all right, small businesses, all right, and support small local businesses first, all right. If you go there and they don't have it, hear what I said? I didn't say it was too high, I said they don't have it. There's a difference. All right. If they have it, buy it. Don't worry about the price. Buy it. All right. Now, if they don't have it, all right, then go looking online for it. All right. I do both. All right. There are times when I'm out of a particular material. All right. And I will order it offline. All right, but I also, there's a shop in my local area that also sells that. You know what I would do? I will order it offline and then I'll go to that store and I'll still buy it. Why? Because that way I know I have it right then on hand, and whatever I bought online, it may take a week to get to me, 4 days or whatever to get to me. And in that way, I've blessed everybody. Just as a side note, good ethics in your conjure. You know, when people ask me, Doc, why does my work not work? Sometimes, and you may not hear this in a book ever, but hear it from me. Sometimes it's the simple things like that. The spirits of conjure, all right, aren't just concerned about you throwing them a few coins at the crossroads or at the graveyard. They want to know, you know, are you supporting the culture? Right? And that's a way you can do that. All right? Support locally owned businesses. We call that working with the genus Loki, or the spirit of the place, or the spirit of a location. All right? Oh yeah, Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's just, I mean, my God. I mean, you can throw a rock. All right. And you know, hit a spiritual shop in Atlanta. So if you're in Atlanta, you have absolutely no excuse. No excuse. Many of you may know Papa Lou. He's in Atlanta. You have no excuse. All right. But yeah, and everybody. So we'll just hop on Amazon and hop on stuff like that. I get that. I get it's convenient, but folks, all right, you know, you got to take care of home first, or there's not going to be there. All right. It's stuff. I know I'm getting on my soapbox, but just listen. It's stuff like that. Those are the seeds that, when planted, grow into, oh my God, I can't find a worker anywhere in my city. Oh my God, I can't find a teacher anywhere in my city. All right, you haven't supported the community or the culture that sustains workers in your city, and teachers in your city, and spiritual elders in your city. You know, I was talking with and this was a friend, but it's just another shop owner. They were talking about people nowadays. They will come into her shop and take pictures of stuff, and then go find online something cheaper. You know. All right. That's one reason. Yeah, thank you, Daniel, for I'm gonna go in the soapbox for a minute too. That's some reason why y'all can't find spiritual workers. Because when's the last time you went to a spiritual shop? You'll ride by it and say, I just order online. Your spiritual worker, your spiritual teacher's right there behind that cashier, that cash register, day in, day out, waiting for customers. Anyway, I digress. Let me go back. All right. Okay, walk into money, got that. So I went off on a tangent with that about, okay, oils. So oils have, and I mentioned a couple of things just there about anointing your head with oil, anointing your hand with oil, anointing your feet with oil. But not only just anointing you with oil, you can anoint, your candles with oil, either on the outside or the inside, all right? If they are a taper candle, you can dress them with oil, right? Rub it in there to massage, all right? It in there. If it's glass, who told you you can't anoint the glass? I don't know. I don't know who told you that. Yeah, you can oil your glass. You certainly can. And if you have a glass encased candle, and you can pour a little bit of oil into the candle. So we call that feeding the candle on a regular basis, just like you would do like a mojo bag, for example. All right. You can oil papers and petition papers and so on. Normally, you can do what they call the quincunx pattern, or the 5-spot pattern, which looks like the 5 on a dice. You've got the upper left-hand point, the upper right-hand point, the lower left-hand point, the lower right-hand point, and then the center point. All right. And there are even secrets about if you want to draw something to you, move from the, what is it? Move from upper left, upper right, lower left, center, and then to push things from you to the reverse. I don't got time to think about, cards. I just do my 5 spots. But if you want to be deep, there's an excuse for you to be deep. You can also, if you don't want to do that, I'm old school apostolic, so I'm not about to put no little drop oil. I'm gonna put oil on my hands, all right, and then I'm going to rub it into the paper, all right, and then put it under a candle, do whatever I need to do with that. You can add oils to your bath water. You can add oils to your mop bucket if they're good quality oils. If they are highly concentrated essential oils, you can vaporize them on charcoal. By the way, there's also there's a little tidbit of how to know if you got pure essential oil or if you got a cut oil. Is pure essential oil will vaporize on a hot charcoal. It'll immediately go up into like a white mist or smoke, and you will get that immediate bold fragrance. If it is cut, then you'll smell something is burning, like oil is burning, like you're frying chicken or something. Just as a side note. Now that's about your person. You can lay oils as a trick. All right. So things, if you want to affect somebody by means of that oil, you can do so. Okay, I'll get to you in a second, Tiffany. What was I gonna say? Oh, oils. So oils, you can, if you want to affect somebody with that, then you can anoint objects that they're going to come in contact with. What do you mean, Doc? You can, I hear you. I do tell them in just a second. You can anoint your steering wheel. All right. Or I should say anoint their steering wheel. You can anoint their doorknobs they're going to handle. Let's say, for example, we were talking about before about getting that raise on the job. All right. If it's HR that does that, your supervisor that does that, your boss that does that, then anoint, all right, their doorknob was like pay me now oil. All right. You can make that with a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of five-finger grass, and a little bit of master root. All right, or you can use clove oil. I don't want to say clove oil, allspice oil. Actually, that'll do it right there. Yeah, do as I say oil especially. Absolutely, great stuff. All right. And you can augment that, right, by adding into the oil a curio, a charge that will focus. All right. So, for example, you may add something in there that deals with money. All right. Or pay me now in your do as I say oil. All right. So there was something else here I wanted to get to. Oh, the spirit team, don't forget to tell them. Let's say you're an Uber driver, or you do Lyft, something like that. Then you may anoint your car door, the latch of your car door, so your clients will, return back to you. They'll spread your name. So you can do things like I wouldn't use a follow me oil. I would use a either come to me oil. Sure, you can do that. You can do a return to me oil. That's great. A lot of those may seem like just love, but again, you can attune those vibrations by what else you add into it. All right. Okay. All right. I even hear my spirit say you can take that. You can take 4 small lodestones and hide them in the corners of your car. All right. And anoint them with pay me now oil. Right. Or return to me oil if you're an Uber driver, something like that. The lodestone will draw them to you, and that come to me, that return to me, will also bring them closer to you as well. Okay, Master, we got that. Okay. All right. So you were giving a seal of Jupiter. That sequence of numbers there, that 156 M23. I'm going to make an assumption that probably comes from the books of Moses. So when you start learning about hoodoo and like old time hoodoo and what they call industrialized hoodoo or new hoodoo or mail order hoodoo or marketeering hoodoo, depending on who you have to have different words for it. That M23, all right, is often a reference to a codex. The M number represents, and this is again, if I'm right, I could be wrong. M represents Moses, and 23 would be the 23rd seal of Moses. Whatever their catalog is at their shop or their factory, that would be what that seal is. So what I would do is I would pick up a book of Moses, 6 and 7 books of Moses, and find that seal in that book, and then follow the instructions there. All right. Otherwise, and again, it can be any number of Jupiterian seals, right? I'm just guessing. I put my money on it's a Moses seal. It can be a seal of black pullet. It can be a grimoire seal. It can be a seal of Solomon, though I doubt that, because normally A seal of Solomon is going to be numbers. It's going to say first, second, third, fourth, fifth seal of Jupiter. All right. Kathy James says, what would you do if your spiritual worker tells you that if you do not put your son and grandson out by Sunday, that you might be arrested? Grandson have mental issues. I'm going to assume that you're saying your spiritual worker. A couple of things. Number one, how much do you trust that worker? That's the first question. All right, that's the first question. All right. Have they proven to be verifiably accurate, precise, etc.? That's a consideration. Number two, all right, you can always get a second opinion. All right. And thirdly, at the end of the day, follow your gut. Follow your gut. All right? And what sits well with you. All right? I would even I would even ask that worker, okay, if this is what the divination is saying, all right, a lot of times divination works on a if-then clause. So if you do this, then this will happen. If you don't do this, then this will or will not happen, etc. So if they are a spiritual worker and not just a seer or a diviner, then they may be able to give you a remedy to say, okay, how can I change? How can I mitigate these energies? How can I keep them here and not be arrested? All right. I would ask them about some lost their way work or something to that, in that line of thinking. Is there a meaning to the number 27? It depends on what context you're talking about. Hello, when are you going to make more deals? People love those baths. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be blatantly honest with you. There is absolutely no guarantee. You hear it from me first, folks. There's absolutely no guarantee of the continuity of product. I will make product as the Spirit lead me to make it, or as casework permits me to make it. All right. Normally what I sell is what's left over, either from a case or from class I've done with my students here. All right. Yes, you can spray your door with ammonia. So ammonia by itself, I would not, say that's the, paramount protection formula. It's very good as known as a cleanser. If you want to add a little bit of protection element to it, I'd mix that with a little bit of your urine. First morning's urine. I put about a tablespoon of your morning's urine into that ammonia and then spray your door down with that. And yes, on top of your railroad spikes. Speaking of, I don't have Miss Rain's number, so I can't even give it. I don't have. But I would say what I have cooking. Really, these are just stuff just coming out over the past week or so. So I've got some. All right, these are evil eye bath crystals. All right, they smell incredible. They're fortified with pieces of rue in there. As you know, rue I've often said is a strong breaker of the evil eye. If you feel that you are afflicted or that you may be in an environment that is conducive for the evil eye, then definitely pick up some of these bath crystals. They'll do you right as rain. We've got that going on. We've also got some crown of success. All right. Again, it smells very, very good. It is made with fortified with the real gold flakes and cinnamon. There's normally a cinnamon stick and a bay leaf in here, so you can write your objective on the bay leaf. So any place you need to have success, if you need to have that aura of success about you, all right, I definitely recommend the Crown of Success crystal compound here. And what we do is basically we take Dead Sea salt, all right, the coarse grade. We mix that with both essential oils, conditioned oils. We also add into there the appropriate spiritual medicines into that. And we pray over it. We sit it at the altar for a number of days. We smoke it. We spray it with rum. We give it light. And so we pray over that. And then we bottle those things up. And we send it out to you. All right. There's also... there's also uncrossing, excuse me, uncrossing powder. Has a slight green tint to it, but it's very, very fine indeed. All right. It has a baking soda base, so it won't kill or hurt anything. All right. But again, it does have the spiritual medicines to break and remove cross conditions. All right. This is good, not if you have a condition. I mean, it's good for that too, but as a deterrent. All right. You can certainly sprinkle this in your shoes if you're going in areas that are suspect, or if you wake up one day and I get this question a lot. Doc, I found something odd in my yard. What do I do? All right. You can certainly sprinkle dust it with the uncrossing powder. It will neutralize, all right, that work. Okay. And then also, yeah, I accept PayPal. So the crown, it depends on how big you get. They're ranging between what, 10 and 20. I think depending if you get a small, a medium, or a regular or a large. You know, plus shipping and so on. Yeah, we accept PayPal. Okay. Yes, clients can come see me. That is something that we will set up as far as where. There are people who want to come see me in my home temple. That is not always a yes. All right. That actually takes a divination. All right. And I'm going to tell you why. Because not only is my workspace here and my office here, but also I run a temple here. So I need to make sure that my spirits that I live with, eat with, sleep with, okay, are okay. All right. With someone coming in for spiritual work to be done. All right. But yeah, but I do in person, all that kind of stuff. I'm not one of those online only. I'm very much so a community worker. A lot of people around here know me. I got started in my local community. What was the last thing I wanted to say here? Oh, and also been asked about this. I mean, from dawn to dusk. Yes, amulets, mojos, charms, fetishes are in the shop. All right, they're in my store. All right. Here is an example of a, as a matter of fact, this is actually one of the evil eye. This is a dummy here. Evil eye amulets. All right. All right. Along with, you know, what you need to feed it that actually has root in there. Feed it with the other oils and so on in there. All right. Okay. So that's in there. All right. That being said, we're at that halfway mark of the cafe, so I want to jump into something just a little bit here. Again, if you're watching this, just getting on and watching the replay, definitely leave a comment, hashtag replay. Tell me what you think about this cafe conversation. So, let me tell you some good stuff. I'm excited about this. Because in the curse webinar, let me tell you something. Even if you don't buy it for the webinar, if you just get it for the notes, it's going to bless your life. It's going to bless your life. Now, literally, I rolled the notes by my students. They said, Doc, you can write a book off of this stuff. I'm not going to, but if you want to write a book, you know, by all means do so. So let me give you a rundown of what you get. All right. Is that cool? Can I do that? Let me kind of build a little excitement around it. Okay. Here we go. So, what did somebody say? Hey, Nina. All right. My email address is in the comments. It's in the comments. I'll post it again. Those who are just coming on, you guys can contact me there. While I'm doing that, let me say this. If you have been messaging me and have not got, this is the cursing one-on-one webinar, and you've not gotten a response back from me, I apologize. I'm going to get to it tonight. What happened was my system was not sending me notifications that I was being messaged. All right. That's why I've been a little bit delayed. We're going to get that stuff squared away. All right. So here's what you get. Here's what the handouts have. There's a handout called The History of Curses. All right. Where I go through 10, I'm going to come back to this too, 10 different regions around the world. It's about 34 pages of history. It's got over 15 curses just in that handout alone. That one file has over 15 curses. All right. There's another file called Indicators of Cross Conditions. And I show you how, if you're using the tarot, for example, or other divination systems, certain signs, certain symbols that indicate a cross condition, a curse is afoot. All right. There's another file called Principles of Spiritual Warfare. Now, if you bought my other class about spiritual warfare, this is updated. So this has over 30 different strategies of how to win spiritual battle. All right. In Conjure. All right. There's another file where I've literally have archived. If you're a part of the Hoodoo Bible study, we have an archive thread called Curses. Literally, it is just a thread of just curses. Curses, 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 curses. So I took about 4 pages of that and put that in a file. There's another file called Miscellaneous Egyptian Curses. All right. If you're a Hotepper out there, you know, God bless you. All right. I've put in here 16 curses I found from the between the 6th and the 26th dynasty of Egypt. All right. There's yet another file in there called Miscellaneous Irish Curses. All right. So if you look like me or you don't look like me, something in there for everybody. Okay. And not only that, there are 10 Irish curses with the original Gaelic pronunciation. All right. Then there's a file called recipes. All right. In there, there's a recipe for a compound to prepare for battle, a compound to cleanse after battle. There's the dark arts formula. I put that in there. The death unto my enemies formula. I put that in there. The cast off evil compound. I put that in there. And I put in a formula on how to infect someone with live things. All right. And then there's another file, okay, called Doom Rituals. D-U-M-E, which means death unto my enemies ritual. There's both a beginner ritual and there's also an advanced practitioner ritual. And again, that's not to mention the actual webinar, part 1 and part 2. You know, just to put that out there. All right, so it's plenty. It's plenty. You were saying, how do I get that? Here you go. Now, can I give you another incentive to get it now? 2 more reasons why you should get it now. Because at the end of the year, all right, I'm going to put it at regular price. All right. So get it now. And then thirdly, for those who get it between now and the end of the year, all right, they will also be enrolled in the updates. What does that mean? That means that if I think, you know what, I want to add another recipe to that, I can add that and you'll get that new recipe without paying an extra dime. All right. I actually had to stop putting stuff in that file because if I did, I would never be able to get the file out on time. So those are some incentives for you. All right. Now, someone asked a question. Jeffrey says, how do you get something to think about you constantly? So right now it is at 75 for both part 1 of the webinar, part 2 of the webinar, and then all of the other handouts. So that is the history of curses handout, cross conditions handout, principles of spiritual warfare handout, cursing Hoodoo Bible study cursing thread handout, miscellaneous Egyptian curses handout, miscellaneous Irish curses handout, recipes, and also the doom rituals. Okay. Okay. Yes, I put the link there. Make sure you guys order it that way, because I'm trying to send you by pay. If you send it to me by PayPal, I'm gonna have a hard time sending it to you. All right, just go there, purchase it, because it's going to send it directly to your email. It's already automated like that. So, what did I want to say? Oh. Let's see here. Oh, so the question on the floor was how, I think what they're trying to ask was, how do I get someone to think about me constantly? All right. Great question. Let's say that you're doing a couple of things that come up top of my head. You can do a sweetening wort that'll do that. And you can also do like a dream box. All right. So, you know, the trend now is a jar. You know, you're not worth your weight in hoodoo if you don't have a jar spell. You know, that's just the thing today. You know, everything got to be in a jar. If it ain't a jar, it ain't hoodoo today. You know, it's ridiculous, but that's just the trend now. You know, people think they deep. They think they got it because, oh, I got a jar. I'll put you in a jar. Anyway, it's really funny. It's actually comical. But not only can you do a jar, you can do a box. Now, let me give you something you're not going to find in a book, all right? Old style hoodoo, you know. And it's so interesting to me because people do a jar and all the jars look the same. It's like, okay, you got that out of somewhere. Anyway, so I can find... I can't right now, but just work with me here. So one way you can do this, it's a type of working of the mind. Again, like you said, make them think about you. You can do a dream box. A dream box, you would get a small box, all right? You can line it with maybe with black. You can line it with a deep blue. You can line it with a deep purple. Like your dreamy light colors. All right. And along it, you can write what you want them to think about when it comes to you. All right. But what you want to do is, you know, a box has 6 sides. All right. You want to put your picture or something emblematic of the thing you want them to think about or dream about along the 6 inner panels of that box. All right. So if it's you, then it would be, you know, a headshot of you 6 times, you know, plastered on the inside of that box. And you're going to put a little hole in the top, in the lid of that box. And you're going to put a string, all right? And at the end of that string, you're going to, if possible, make a jack ball. If not, some type of personal concern of that individual, all right? Push come to shove, take a small wallet-sized photograph of them, get 2 of those, and put them back to back. All right, and put that on that string so it dangles in the box. I hope y'all are getting my visual here. And then close that up. All right, again, you can oil it down, powder it down, spray it down. You know, if you want to take the lid off and put candles in there, you certainly can, etc. I like to use incense. Or incense kind of gives is working with the air, which is mental. Also, smoke has that dreamy, you know, mystical type quality to it. When you wake up in a fog or in a daze, when you wake up out of your dream. And then what you want to do is that every so often you just want to move that box around. Why? What is happening? What is happening is that as that inner piece begins to rock and swing, guess what? Your target, everywhere they rock and swing, they see you. They look up, oh, hey, it's you. They look down, oh, hey, it's you again. Look to the right, oh my God, hi. You know, over there, oh, she's everywhere. You know, he's everywhere, right? Everywhere they turn, everywhere they look, they're seeing you. All right. And etc. You need the same thing for a sweetening jar. All right. You would just do your sweetening jar the same way you would normally do it. But instead of putting your personal concerns and stuff at the bottom, make a little packet, wrap it up in some twine, and dangle that in the middle of that jar. So if you have a mason jar, for example, work perfectly that way. All right. That way, as you are shaking it and moving it, all right, doing the exact same thing. All right. And you can even what I want to say, enhance that by if you have like a see-through jar, a mason jar, then take a large photo of yourself, all right, and wrap the jar in that photo. All right, so that your picture is on the inside. Or you can take a couple of pictures and just glue them on the outside of that jar. That also works as well. All right. If you want to reconcile with someone, all right, then you wouldn't just use your picture on the outside. You would use a picture of the two of you guys together when you guys were cool, or when you guys were in love or whatever, you know, so on and so forth, etc. All right. We got that. Hey there, Imani. Granted, when they get rid of them, hot foot them. I do have a video about hot foot them. It's been a while since I've given y'all a really good, you know, Conjure Cafe, right? Has it been an hour already? Oh my God, what am I looking at? I forgot I began at 8:30. I don't know what I'm thinking. All right, I'm gonna end on this. What I want to say, a couple of things. Yeah, so pick up some stuff out of the shop, some of physical goods. Pick up some stuff off the digital media. Get that webinar about the history of curses. All right, what is in? I'll give you an even deeper peek. The instance pack was good, wonderful. As to what's in that file, history of curses. I told you I mentioned 10 different regions. So, like, well, I'm not black, so I'm not going to pick up the webinar. It don't matter. All right. We've got curses from Egypt. Because in the webinar we talked about working with spells that is native to you and your people. All right, in your generation, your culture, and your community. All right, Egypt covered, Greece and Rome covered. If you're from Europe, covered. Africa, y'all know I got us covered. Okay, you already know that. All right, covered. Asia covered is in there. India, didn't know India curse. Yeah, the curse from India. All right. Look up the Alpha Veda. All right, which is well, anyway, get the file. You'll know what it is. Central Asia, Native America, Ireland, Scandinavia. All right. 34 slides, 10 regions, 15 curses. What was I going to say? So from Egypt, you're going to learn about cursing inscriptions. You're going to learn about Egyptian wax effigies. You're going to learn about the curses and the moral law of Ma'at. All right. From Greece, I teach you about cursed tablets. All right. When we go to Europe, all right, I deal with European wax effigies. Africa, there is a coconut curse and how to do what we call cursed tongues. All right. In the Asia section, we've got cursed pennies, cursed rice, cursed oils, how to make them. In the India section, we talked about again the Athavaveda. Central Asia, soul theft. Didn't know about that, did you? The soul can be stolen. He said, what? 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 See, get the file. See that? Gotcha. Right there. Native America, you know, cursing with colors. Ireland. All right. Now, Ireland, you get two with Ireland because there's also a file called miscellaneous Irish curse. There's a whole other file. But in this history of curse, we talk about cursing stones, cursing eggs, the New Year curse. All right. Milk curses, the curse of Mary Malone. Mary Malone? Who the hell is Mary Malone? Who the hell is Mary Malone? Get the file. See there? Look at you being nosy. Who is Mary Malone? Get the file, you'll find out. All right. The fire curse. Now, did you say New Year's curse? Yes. You know New Year's is coming up. The New Year's curse, you know, between you and I, okay. You know, come here, me and Tiffany on top a little bit. See, Tiffany, the New Year's curse, and I'll tell the rest of them this. It's a curse that if the person does not break it before the end of January 1st, it stays the whole year. Scandinavia, we talk about what's called the knit stone. What is that? Also, how to make a cursing pole. A modern cursing pole. There you go. All right. So, y'all got a lot to. Y'all still like, who the hell is somebody right now is Googling Mary Malone? She said, who the hell is Mary Malone? I just messed all of y'all up right there. So y'all be right there being nosy. The curse of Mary Malone. He's talking about Bloody Mary? No, Mary Malone. Anyway, all right. So that's what I wanted to say about that. My last points. Are pick up some charms out of the shop. That's helping my students because they have an assignment. They have to make 21 charms. So that's going to help them with their homework. So if you're on my shop, you guys know if you order a charm from me, they've made it. All right. I've blessed it and sent it out. Yeah. See that? See, she said, what? All that? No, and guess there's only one file. There's only one file. That's the history of curses. So yeah, pick it up. It's good stuff. Yeah, am I missing anything? Yedidi baban show to man ko mama siki ende. Eraliban sa tomoho. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's also some new lessons up. Okay. I will do just that. So I'm going to type in for the store. That should be it right there. Should be able to go there and yeah, that's it. And as if you want to pick up anything physical, All right. Oh, one last, yeah. So what I was gonna say was, we've got some more lessons up. All right. On Gumroad for altars, everything you want to know about altars, but we're afraid to ask. Altars 101. We've got that webinar is up. And then there's also a webinar for dirt, dirty spells. You dirty thing, you, look at you, just filthy. No, but about how to use dirt in spiritual work. All right. You heard people talk about bank dirt, graveyard dirt, and mountain. Talk about all of that. All right. And we give you spells in there. So those are some new stuff. Um, um, New webinars that are up and available for purchase. So yeah, Doc's been busy. No thing, I just haven't been into neglecting y'all. I've been getting some stuff out there to bless y'all really, 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 really good. All right. That being said, I've got to get out of here because my phone says it's about to die. But I hold you all in the light of God that never fails. God bless you all forever.